everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite Lemmy. My name is Melody. If you're here for the first time and if you're coming back, thank you so much for coming back. So I'm back with another tutorial. I am back with another video, and today it is how do I make my foundation to last for a long time. My foundation gets oily throughout the day and I don't know what to do, so I thought I'd sit and show you guys how I get my foundation to last me and how I get my foundation not to look oily. So if you want to know how to get your foundation to look flawless and not oily throughout the day and to last you for a long time, stay tuned. Okay everyone, I've got you up close and personal so that you guys can have a proper look and see exactly what I'm doing. So the very first step in terms of foundation application, the first thing you want to do is make sure that your skin is prepped and ready for foundation. So what this means is you're not just going to put your foundation just on your bare skin without cleaning it, without putting any primer or moisturizer or anything on it. There needs to be some kind of barrier between your skin and the foundation. That way the foundation is not going to seep into your skin and clog your pores and all of that. So my skin is prepped, it's ready. I've got my moisturizer on, I've got my sunscreen on. I do not have a primer as yet, so I'm gonna prime my skin. And you guys, if you have been watching my videos, you know that I've got two favorite primers that I use, and that's the Inglot Mattifying Primer as well as this L'Oreal Revitalift Magic Blur. I use the Inglot one to mattify my skin because I do have oily skin, and I love how this primer gives my makeup that longevity. So my makeup normally lasts for a long time and it stays matte for a long time. So if you're somebody that has oily skin, I would highly advise that you get yourself this primer. It's one of the best primers in terms of a mattifying one. So get your hands on this Inglot one. You will not regret it. So I'm just gonna put it on my nose, on my forehead, and you know the areas where I'm usually oilier than everywhere else. And then I like to go over that with the L'Oreal one. And what this one does is that it basically, it blurs out any pores. It gives me a much smoother application. So this one, it almost like it relaxes my skin. This is a primer for a very long time and I love it. I love the way that it works. And so now I'm gonna go into my foundation, and I'm gonna be using, today I'm gonna be using the NYX Won't Stop Can't Stop foundation. I've been using this foundation ever since I got my hands on it. I cannot put it down. I really can't put it down. I'm enjoying it so much. I'm loving it so much. So I'm gonna be using this one, and I'm gonna start with 2 pumps. So this foundation is, oh goodness gracious, I don't know what it is with this pump. I don't know, it just doesn't work very well for me. Anyway, I'm gonna go in, and the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to buff my foundation in. I'm using this brush. This is an Avon foundation brush. And the reason I'm basically doing this is to lay the foundation. And I like to start with a brush before I go in with my beauty sponge or my beauty blender. I just prefer to do it that way. I find that when I layer my foundation this way, it lasts for a long time and it stays put for a long time. So this is just how I do it. And a lot of people often ask me, like, how do you get your foundation to last so long? You know, you must be using some kind of like expensive foundation or something like that, but not. You can make any foundation work basically. The trick is with how you apply the foundation and how you layer the foundation and how you prep your skin for the foundation, most importantly. So you can basically use a drugstore foundation that didn't cost you a lot of money, or you can use a high-end foundation. You know, it all depends on those things in terms of how long your foundation lasts you. I'm gonna go in with another layer because I want the full coverage. I'm on that full coverage tip today, so I'm using just one more pump, and then I'm gonna go in with this is my Wet n Wild beauty sponge, so I'm gonna use that to add another layer of foundation to my skin and to also blend out the first layer of foundation. So this is just gonna blend everything together and make sure that there are no harsh lines, that the foundation is not caking up or anything like that. Just look at my skin. I love this foundation. I think for 2020 it's going to be very difficult to find a contender in terms of a drugstore foundation this good. But yeah, this one is it's a beautiful foundation. Okay, so once I've got my foundation on and I've blended everything, I go in with my concealer under my eyes, and I'm using the Can't Stop Won't Stop NYX concealer. And all I do basically is I'm just going to put it under my eyes, and this is going to help me to conceal. I do have a little bit of dark circles under my eyes, and it's going to help me conceal that and to even out my tone under my eyes, but kind of melts into my skin. I'm gonna go in and I'm going to contour. So in this part, what I've done is these are basically like opal stick foundations that I've just put into this old pot of mine just to make things easy for myself. So I'm gonna take both colors. They're very similar colors. I can't remember what the shades are. And I'm taking this Real Techniques brush, and I'm basically gonna start applying my contour starting from my cheeks. So I'm contouring my cheeks first, and then I go into my 7 head. Cause yay guys, when God was giving out foreheads, he had an excess and he was just like, you know what, boom, there you go, enjoy. I got a 5 head of note, like off note, and I don't mind it that much, but you know, sometimes it's not fair, you know. I would have done with more booty, okay? I could have done with more booty than a forehead. I would have done with bigger tatam, you know, something. I mean, like, who needs a forehead? And out my concealer. This one does dry a little bit fast, so you wanna work a little bit fast, otherwise you're gonna have problems. So I'm gonna blend that out, and then using my foundation brush, the one that I use, and I'm gonna use that to blend out the contourization. And all I'm doing is I'm using like a stippling movements like I did with the foundation. This takes longer when you blend it out like this, but once you are done, the blendation that you get after that, it is unmatched. As you can see, you know, it's starting to blend in and it's melting into my skin. You see how it's creating that like shadow? And then when it comes to my forehead, I like to blend it into my hairline. So I'm blending so that there are no harsh lines between the foundation and the contour. But also I don't want my hairline to look like a different color to the contour color. So yeah. Now that I'm done blending my contour, I'm just gonna go over with my beauty blender just to make sure that everything is blended seamlessly. I don't want any harsh lines, so you shouldn't be able to tell, you know, where your contour starts and where your foundation is. It should just look natural, like it's a natural shadow and nothing else. So I'm just going in and I'm blending that out. And yeah, I think we've got some nice blendentation. I'm happy with that. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set my under eyes. So I need to set that concealer, because if I don't, it just might crease, and I don't want that. Nobody wants that. But before I set it, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to blend it one more time just to make sure that, you know, nothing is creasing. So I'm just going to go underneath my eyes and blend it out just to make sure that the concealer is nice and blended. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a setting powder. So this is the Craftobian banana powder. I mixed it with the Rimmel setting powder, and I'm going to take that. I'm using my beauty sponge and I'm going to go under my eyes and set that concealer. And I'm setting the size of my nose as well. And this is just going to help with defining my nose and contouring it just a little bit more. I'm not going to use a lot. I have found that, you know, as I get older, I'm a little bit dry under my eyes, and baking is just not a thing that I do. Like, I don't bake for as long as I used to because I tend to get drier under my eyes. But you know what, it's age. I am 41, so your skin will forever be changing as you get older. So while that sets in and while that bakes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the rest of my face. And this is the most crucial point in terms of using a loose powder. You're basically setting your foundation in, you're locking it in, and that's going to give you a much more mattified look throughout the day, and your makeup is going to last you for a long time. My favorite powder to use is the Derma Color Fixing Powder. This is a Kryolan product, and I like to use it. It makes my skin look very, very good, very fresh, very healthy. So I like to use this to set my foundation. I'm just using my normal face brush. This is such an old brush, you guys. I think it's actually an A1 brush that I bought many years ago. Like, when I say many years ago, I mean many years ago. But I love it so much because it just, you know, it takes the right amount of product and it's dense enough. It just works for me when it comes to setting my face. So I'm going everywhere, all around my face. So this is before I actually set my contour. I'm setting the actual foundation. And this is what sets your foundation routine apart. Setting that foundation and making sure that it's locked into place. Now that that's done, I'm gonna remove the bake because I don't want to bake for too long. So I'm taking, this is a Real Techniques brush, and I'm gonna remove that before it sits under my eyes for a long time. Set my contour with a big fluffy brush. I don't like those kind of thin brushes. I prefer this kind of a brush because I want my contour to look very natural. I don't like harsh lines when it comes to contour. So I'm going to be using this brush, and to contour, to set my contour, I'm using my Graftobian Cosmetics. This is their shimmer bronzer in color golden, and I'm just gonna take a little bit, and I like to swirl like this when I set my contour, so I don't go like this. I'd rather swirl like this. This is just gonna make sure that it's blended nicely and that there are no harsh lines. And I'm doing the same with my forehead. On my forehead, I'm blending it to the back, so making sure that it's blending in with my hairline. And I love to use this shimmer bronzer because it just gives me a little bit of a glow. You know, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Makes me look like, you know, okay. Now that that's done, I'm gonna remove this bake that I left earlier on. And just go over there, make sure that everything is blended and there are no harsh lines. Right, now that that's done, I'm gonna go over now and I'm gonna apply my blush. And for blush, I'm using my favorite blush, the Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in Mellow Wine. And again, I like to use a big fluffy brush, and I just swirl it on the blush and remove the excess. And I like to smile so that I see my cheeks, and I like to apply it this way, so I'm brushing it out. I'm not doing circles because I hate it when somebody's got blush and it just looks like a circle, you know, like a clown. Anybody got time for clowns here? Okay. And this is gonna make sure that it's blending in with your contour and everything is together. Now that it's done, I'm now gonna set my makeup before I put on my highlighter. And to set, I'm using my favorite, the Rimmel Insta Fix and Go setting spray. Yes!
Yeah,
What do you want? Hold on.
Alright.
I'm still busy. Thank you. Come say hi.
Hello to the people.
That's my number one. That's my number one, baby. You guys will meet her soon. We're gonna do a video. So yes, make sure that you are subscribed so that you don't miss it, and that you click on that notification button so that you know exactly when the video is out. So after I put on my setting spray, I like to go over with the sponge just to make sure that it goes into my skin. So I'm melting it into my skin. And yes. Okay, I'm now gonna go and highlight, and to highlight I'm gonna be using my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Cheeky Bronze. It's one of my favorite highlighters. And I'm going to take my highlighting brush. This room is so freaking hot where I am, honestly. I need aircon for this room. I need aircon. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply this, and how I like to apply my highlighter, I basically go on the high points of my cheeks, on my brow bone, and when I apply it on my cheeks, I like to blend it outward. So I don't do the line thing because that just looks crazy. You want everything to be blended in perfectly. No harsh lines. Thank you. And a little bit on the center of my nose. Once I'm done with this, I go over one last time with my setting spray. I love this setting spray, you guys. It's amazing. It works well, it smells great, and it does the job. And it's just over 100 rand, so it's affordable too. And yeah, so that's it, guys. So I'm gonna go and finish, get some lippies, and okay everybody, so here is the final look. That is my detailed foundation routine. This is great for people that have oily skin or for people that sweat a lot. So that's gonna make sure that your makeup lasts you for a long time throughout the day. You won't have to powder as much as you normally do. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, do give it a big thumbs up, please, and remember to like, to subscribe, and to share my videos, and tell everybody that your favorite let me rip it up and say goodbye. I'll see you guys on my next video. That's done. I'm going to go now. I'm going to set my contour. And to do that, I like to set my counter